Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Plapper Platypus the name. Welcome to another YouTube video. Been a little while since I made one, but I've been playing a lot of Remnant 2. Yes, I spent $20 or $30, whatever it is, for the early access. I'm a sucker. I'm going to do it every time, all right? I like things now. But I just unlocked the Summoner class in this game, which is one of the hidden archetypes, I suppose. I don't think it's not super hidden, but I'm gonna walk you through how to get it, and maybe we'll give a little demonstration of how it works. And if you keep hearing a stupid bird, that's because it's this guy up here. He's up there. He's immune for now. I'll get to him, and it's not. He's not part of the video. He's just there to make it a little bit worse. So yeah, we're gonna go through how to unlock it, and then you guys will be able to have minions like this. And I just got this, so they are low level, and you'll be able to get more, but we'll kind of do a little overview of the class as well. So first and foremost, what you got to do, you have to get an archetype up to level 10. So if we come here and I switch out the summoner, we can see that I have a level 10 medic. So I already got medic to level 10, and I've been leveling up the handler. So the very first thing, in order to unlock secondary archetypes, you got to get to level 10. However, once you get them, you will be able to get items and bring them to Wallace, and he will unlock them for you. Such as getting the dog handler one, you have to buy this broken whistle from the old guy in Ward 13. Then you'll take that to Wallace, you'll give him some more stuff, and then you'll unlock the handler as a secondary archetype. Now, the summoner is a little bit different, because it's not one you could buy on Ward 13. So, basically, you're going to have to find in the world we're talking about, I can't remember, it's the forest, but let me look at the proper name, that way you guys can Google it if you want. Yeisha. So you're gonna want to go to Yeisha and just kind of play through like you would normally, but at some point you will find a blood moon altar thing, and so you need to use blood moon essence to buy these things, and it's gonna be a very obvious book. It's gonna be a Necronomicon looking book. So I would say if you need 15, which is the most you need for any individual thing, so I would recommend getting it probably first, just saving up 15 and then getting it. Like, the reason I knew that this would be it is because it gives you a ring and it gives you an amulet. Both are good for like summoning, right? Gain bulwark for each active summon, and gain increasing all damage dealt by 20% for 30 seconds after you summon something. So these are like pretty decent. And I actually think the blade is pretty good too. I think that it's pretty reasonable to be a melee thing with the summons, because the aggro is not on you. But still, anyway, how do you actually get these things? That's what you guys want to know. So unfortunately and fortunately, I could tell you, but I can't really show you, because they seem to be in limited supply in the world, and I'm not willing to re-roll my campaign right now because I'm still going through it for the first time. And well, it's the second time. I re-rolled it once because I wanted to get a different zone, but got the same zone, so here we are. But basically, there's going to be these things that look kind of like friendlies. They look like they're background stuff, just random pink fairies. Is a bad example because they're always going to be outside, but there's going to be little pink fairies, think of Legend of Zelda, and they're going to be basically glowing balls of light in the distance. They kind of, the thing is, I shot at them instinctively because this is a game about killing shit, but they kind of look like things that you don't need to shoot. Like, they'll just be kind of floating around there, sometimes really far away, sometimes they'll get close, but it kind of just looks like normal birds on the ground that would fly away, just like some background stuff, or almost like things like that, things that you don't just shoot at, you know? So, but you do need to shoot them. You kill these innocent little fairies, and you take their blood, and you will get them. Now, there seems to be a limited amount. Now, the further I've gotten into this world, the more and more have spawned. Like, I didn't get any in the first zone, one in the second zone, and then by like the fourth area or whatever, I got up to my 15. So, and I still have 4 left over. So it definitely picks up in pace, at least in my experience, as it goes out. So then once you get that, you're going to bring that back to Wallace, and he's going to help you out here. But let's go ahead and see these guys in action. But let's actually look at the class, see what it does first. So 3 different summons. You get the little spinny boys. You guys have probably seen them. Very annoying, but they're good. So all these summons have 2 effects. The ability to summon some of the things, and it costs HP to summon them, which is kind of interesting. It's not really a big deal because, I mean, maybe I think that because I'm a medic and I've been healing myself a lot the whole game. But using her damage is not a big deal, at least to me. You get the Rolly Boys, you get a Flyer, and you get a Big Boy, a Reaver. Now, they all have an ability to explode. You can basically hold the skill button to make them blow up, to have them get dealt damage or, you know, do different things. This guy blows up and he's basically a grenade. This thing blows up and it does it's a smaller grenade, and then it also spawns shots that will home in on things. And this guy blows up and he does probably, I think, the biggest of all the grenades, but then he also creates a bunch of, spores that go around and bounce and hit things. So the blowing them up can be actually a pretty viable thing, especially because you get some of your cooldown refunded based on their HP. So if you have 2 of these guys and they're full HP, you blow them both up, you instantly get 1 charge back. So it could be actually pretty good, all things considered. The Ruthless is the prime perk. Now, Ruthless seems kind of bad at this level. These get better over time. It's okay, but it makes minions do 30% increased damage, attack speed, and movement speed. The issue is the minions doesn't seem to apply to summons. It seems to apply to, like, this thing, right? This thing doesn't look like it gets that effect. Even though it is a summon, it doesn't count as a minion. And, unfortunately, Doggo, if you hit him, he doesn't get it as well, right? Because he's a companion, he's not a minion. So there's multiple kinds of summons in the game, it seems like, and only things that will count as minions, I think, get this benefit. So I think it's likely that the summoner is going to be your secondary class, as the prime perk seems kind of doo-doo. I mean, 30% attack speed and damage and movement speed is good, but I don't feel like that's better than getting a free revive or something, you know? I feel like that's more just like something that's okay, or getting free relics as the medic, you know? Overall, I think this is a little bit weaker of the prime perks, but their archetype is actually really good. So this character is worth leveling up even if you don't want to use them, because you just get passive health regeneration for being them. And then once you actually unlock this, it goes up to, I think, 2 per second, 1.5 per second, which isn't like insane, but it's constant and always going. So I think very, very much worth it. And then as far as their traits go, they're kind of interesting, right? You increase mod and skill damage while minions are active. Sacrificing minions increases your ranged and melee damage. I don't really, so this kind of lets you play both ways, right? You can play more of a summoner where you have your minions, you're doing mods, you're using your skills to deal damage. Or you could just kind of do the Diablo 4 method where you just blow them up and you don't use them, and then you get a personal buff. So I like that they give you the option to do both. The team perk is after a minion expires. I assume this means dies in any way. It creates an aura which heals, which is cool. I mean, especially if you have 2 of these guys, they come up pretty quick. You could have 2 of them. They could explode. They create a healing aura on your teammates. If you have a melee focused teammate that was up there with them, or yourself, then you could summon another one right away. I think Residue is pretty darn good. Outrage, Sacrifice grants 3% lifesteal. I don't like that all 3 of these emphasize sacrificing necessarily. But, I mean, this is powerful. When you blow them up, you're going to get lifesteal. Lifesteal is good. It lets you tank a lot of hits, especially if you're swinging with a big old sword. So, which is why I actually think that melee seems to be a pretty good strat to go with this. Now, because you won't be aggroed, however, some enemies have big sweeping attacks, and so even if they're not targeting you, they might still hit you, so you want to be careful with that. But finally, Incite. Using a relic grants minions 5% max HP per second, increases their damage dealt by 15%. So this is like, when you use a relic, all your minions heal, which is good, but the damage is probably a little bit better. I feel like there's other ways to heal them, or the skill cooldown's only like 24 seconds. This guy's 96. Maybe it's better when you get to the Reaver. But like this guy's cooldown is so fast, it's like kind of who cares, right? And then so that's basically what he does. The skill, the classes I'm currently doing it, even though I have the medic, and the medic is better at healing all your allies, I feel like the handler makes a better summoner companion, because the dog has the it says it'll heal allies within 3.5 meters for their max HP per second. Now I don't know if that counts these. I think this counts this guy right here. Like if we get So it's kind of weird, right? This doesn't count him, right? Because he's not healing. Although he does seem to heal over time. Let's take a look here. He does seem... Is he healing over time? It doesn't appear so. However, if you use the skill, it will give him healing over time. And it'll make him way faster and stuff like that. So he can get healing from that. Maybe, I actually thought the passive worked, so I might be off base here. I thought the passive healing would just help keep them alive. But also, it's just like you have another companion, right? You have another summon, basically, to kind of keep the aggro off you. And honestly, the reducing the friendly fire damage, I think, might be insane. So I think you want to at least get Handler up to level 10 so you can get Kinship, because being able to lower friendly fire damage by like 80%, I think is too good when you're actively trying to hurt your minions to get them enraged, or you're just like shooting around them, right? You don't want to just kill them because they don't have that much HP. So I think Kinship is kind of really, really good. And also, like, the Handler just has a bunch of feels good, you know, high five, hug, team stuff. And I feel like as a summoner, that's kind of cool. However, if there's already a companion on the team, then I think maybe being a medic might just be good. Because then you're just going to have all the healing that you want, right? Like, this gives all your guys shield to all allies, right? And it'll just make your healing insane. Let's see if I can... Let's just make sure that they get it before I talk out my butt. But then that's going to kind of wrap up the video here. I just kind of wanted to show it. And now, obviously, the build... some of the things I recommend pairing with it, right? Like, we have these Summon the Roots, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. To really go for the Summoner vibe, because they go around and hit things. But I'm sure there's going to be way more, and this build is not done. But this was mostly just to show you how to unlock it and show you what it's like. But, all right, let's take a look. Yep, I mean, they get shields for all of their HP. 100% of their HP is what it's supposed to be. It is and then they heal as well. So medic could also be really good if you really care about keeping your boys alive. Maybe as you go towards the Reaver. When you have a little more expendable guys, I just like having the dog, because the dog honestly does some fucking sick damage. And because I'm leveling it up anyway, I'm going to keep using the dog for now. And I'm going to do the support dog because I want healing. All right. Companion will follow the handler and continuously heal allies. I wonder if we have to hit double C to have him come here and give everyone the healing. No, you can see I'm healing, but I guess it just doesn't apply to the minion guys until he uses the skill. Kind of weird. I think that's probably an oversight, if anything, that these guys aren't flagged as allies, because if we take a look at the other skill here, to all allies, right? Heal all allies within 3.5 meters, or movement speed to all allies. So the fact that it doesn't work, I think, is a bit of an oversight. That's all. But they'll probably patch that at some point. But either way, we end every video. We're gonna give the doggy a pet. Good boy. And yeah, I hope you liked it. I don't know if I'm gonna make more Remnant 3 videos or not, but if I do, you guys will see them. And if I don't, you guys will still, you know, not see them, I suppose. And yeah, if you have any questions, whatever, comments, much love for platypuses per platypus. I'll see you next time.